people who are set on mayhem, set on not civil and peaceful protest, but disrupting the lives of fellow citizens. And that's not going to be tolerated in British Columbia. It's certainly not going to be tolerated in Victoria.
BC's premier putting the brakes on any plans to occupy the streets of BC's capital, like happened in the nation's capital earlier this year. Some of the organizers of that anti-mask, anti-vaccine mandate occupation talking about taking their convoy on the road again and heading to Victoria, potentially as soon as Monday.
Law enforcement in Victoria, reinforced if necessary, is going to encourage people to make their point and then disperse.
John Horgan says lessons have been learned from the failures and hesitation in Ottawa. There, residents endured weeks of a large part of the downtown core taken over by protesters, making noise day and night. And last month, some BC-U.S. border crossings were shut down for long periods of time because of protest vehicles blocking the road.
Law enforcement now sees what happens when you try to be polite and say, please go home. They were not met with an appropriate response.
For nearly 2 months, the lawn of the BC legislature and surrounding roads have been jammed for hours each weekend with blaring loud COVID protests. Victoria's police chief taking to Twitter this week to try and ease the fears the community has that this will get worse if a larger convoy rolls in.
I want to make it very clear that any dangerous acts or unlawful activity will be met with de-escalation and enforcement.
At this point, with BC's mask mandate over and the vaccination pass ending in a month, John Horgan says he's not sure what these people are even protesting anymore, especially when there is a life and death fight for freedom happening in Ukraine right now.
So we are spending an awful lot of time with a small group of people who seem to have nothing better to do with their time but to drive around in circles honking their horns.
Horgan says he's not discouraging anyone from protesting, but he is saying, make your point and move on.
You can disagree with us, you can send us letters, you can protest, but then you need to go home.
In Victoria, Lisa Yuzda, City News.